Most people go through life believing and financial struggle is something that just happens to them. They assume it's the result of circumstances, low income, rising expenses, bad luck, or lack of opportunity. And while those factors do play a role, they are rarely the complete story. Because if you observe closely, you will notice something interesting. There are individuals earning modest incomes who slowly build wealth over the time, and there are individuals earning significantly more who constantly feel financially stressed. This contradiction reveals a deeper truth. Money problems are not always income problems, they are often behavior problems. Financial outcomes are shaped not by one or two major decisions, but by the hundreds of small, repeated choices made daily. These choices are often invisible to us because they feel normal. Spending a little extra, delaying a decision, avoiding financial planning, none of these seem dangerous in the isolation. But over time, they accumulate, and that accumulation defines your financial life. So this video is not just about the money. It's about awareness. It's about understanding the patterns that quietly control your financial future and learning how to change them. One of the most fundamental mistakes people make is operating without a clear understanding of their financial reality. They earn money, they spend money, but they rarely track it with the precision. This creates a situation where money becomes abstract rather than concrete. When you don't track your income and expenses, your brain fills the gaps with assumptions. You believe you are doing okay because nothing feels drastically wrong, but this is often an illusion. Small expenses go unnoticed. Irregular spending is ignored, and over time, money slips away without accountability. A budget is not about restricting your life or limiting your freedom. It is about creating visibility. It allows you to see exactly where your money is going, which in turn allows you to make intentional decisions. Without that visibility, you are essentially navigating your financial life blindly. True control begins with the awareness, and awareness begins with the tracking. Human behavior is deeply influenced by social environments. We are constantly observing others, comparing ourselves, and adjusting our actions accordingly. In today's world, this tendency is amplified by the social media, where people showcase curated versions of their life. This creates subtle but powerful pressure to match certain standards of lifestyle, appearance, and success. As a result, people often begin to spend money not based on their needs, but based on how they want to be perceived. They upgrade their phones, buy expensive clothes, dine in high end places, not always because they derive real value from these purchases, but because these choices signal something to others. However, this behavior comes at a cost. Spending to impress others creates a disconnect between financial reality and outward appearances. It prioritizes short term validation over long term stability. Real financial growth requires the ability to delay gratification. It requires making decisions that may not look impressive today but create security tomorrow. Credit is one of the most misunderstood financial tools. When used correctly, it can provide flexibility and even create the opportunities. But when used carelessly, it becomes a source of long term financial strain. The core issue with credit is psychological. It separates the act of purchasing from the act of paying. This delay reduces the emotional impact of spending, making it easier to justify the decisions that might otherwise feel uncomfortable. Over time, this leads to a gradual accumulation of debt. Each individual purchase may seem manageable, but collectively they create a burden that grows with the interest. Eventually, a significant portion of income is redirected towards repayment rather than the growth. This shift limits financial progress and increases the stress. Understanding credit is not just about numbers, it's about discipline and awareness of long term consequences. One of the most critical factors in wealth creation is the time. The earlier you begin investing, the more you benefit from compounding. The process where returns generate additional returns. However, many people delay investing for various reasons. They feel they don't have enough money. They believe they don't they need more knowledge, or they are wanting for waiting for the right time. Unfortunately, this delay often becomes a habit. The cost of waiting is not immediately visible, which makes it easy to ignore. But over the long term, even a few years of delay can significantly reduce potential wealth. Investing is not about perfection, it is about participation. Starting small is far more valuable than waiting indefinitely. Life is inherently uncertain. Unexpected events such as medical emergencies, job loss, or urgent repairs can occur at any time. Without financial preparation, these situations can quickly become crises. An emergency fund serves as a buffer against such uncertainty. It provides stability and prevents the need to rely on high interest debt during difficult times. Beyond the financial aspect, it also offers psychological relief. Knowing that you have a safety net reduces the stress and allows you to make decisions more calmly and rationally. Preparation does not eliminate uncertainty, but it significantly reduces its impact. Many people spend years developing professional skills to earn money, but very little time learning how to manage it effectively. This lack of financial education creates a gap that affects decision making. Without understanding the concepts like inflation, risk, and compounding, individuals may either avoid financial opportunities or fall into the poor ones. Financial literacy is not about mastering complex theories. It is about understanding the fundamental principles that guide everyday decisions. The more informed you are, the more confident and effective your financial choices become. The desire for quick results often leads people towards high risk opportunities that promise fast returns. These opportunities are appealing because they seem to offer a solution without requiring time or the effort. However, sustainable wealth is rarely built quickly. It is the result of consistent actions taken over long periods. Shortcuts often bypass the processes that creates stability. As a result, even when they succeed temporarily, they are difficult to maintain. Patience is not just a virtue in the finance, it is a requirement. Relying on one source of income creates vulnerability. Economic conditions changes, industries evolve, and unexpected disruptions can occur. Having multiple income streams provides diversification. It reduces dependence on any single sources and increases overall stability. This does not necessarily mean working more hours. It means creating additional channels through which money can flow, such as investments or side ventures. Diversification is a key principle not only in investing but also in earning. Small, frequent expenses often go unnoticed because they seem insignificant individually. However, their cumulative effect can be substantial. Behavioral patterns show that people are less attentive to small costs, which allows these expenses to accumulate over the time. Tracking and reviewing these expenses increases the awareness and provides opportunities for the optimization. It is not about eliminating all small pleasures, but about ensuring they align with your priorities. One of the most common challenges is the gap between knowing and doing. Many people understand what they should do but fail to act consistently. This gap is often caused by hesitation, fear of making mistakes, or the desire for perfect conditions. However, progress is achieved through the action, not the intention. Even small steps taken consistently can lead to meaningful changes over the time. So you can type the patterns together, reinforcing the mindset shift and concluding with the actionable transformation.